Hello, welcome to Cami Designs, and I'm going to continue to show you how to do this Celtic Ocean slipper boot. And I have part 1 already done. You can look at the video in my channel, and that shows you how to do this first part of the slipper. And you are working in the round. And this I'm just showing you the second part of the slipper, which on the finished product is this part right here. So the first video we did this toe, and now we are working the body part of the slipper. Now this is just worked in the round, and it is just 30 stitches all the way around, single crochet, and it can get time consuming, but I want to show the whole video in process. Now if you like the slipper pattern here, let me show you the whole thing here, then you can find it on my Ravelry store, and it is downloadable in PDF, so it does work with Knit Companion. So this is it on Knit Companion. So it does work in Knit Companion, or you can print it off. You can download the PDF and print it off, and put back to stitching it. Now, I have a stitch marker in here to show where my beginning of my row is. And I've got, this is number 30, so I want to join it to this one here. So I want to take my stitch marker out, and I place it in my loop on my, first I want to chain 1, because I want to go up a row. So then I put this now in this loop here, and I hook it on, and then I just work into the one I pulled it out of, which is this one here. I don't work into the chain 1, which is right there. I want to go into this stitch here, and I want to just single crochet all the way around. And I just want to keep doing this until it measures the correct length. And you can either measure someone's foot if you're making it for somebody else, or if you're making it for yourself, you can just slide it on your feet as you work to see how long you need it. And so this video, I'm just going to single crochet all the way around. And I'm not increasing or anything like that. It will just make the tube on its own, because I'm not increasing any stitches. Now this is using the Red Heart Ogo Super Saver Peacock color, and I designed this specifically for this yarn because there is a slight different texture. Not necessarily bad, but it is different if you're used to working with Red Heart. And it feels a little thicker. I don't know if it's because they have a coating on it, but also working this, you will notice that sometimes the peacock will bleed. So I will get green here, or even on the ends of my fingers when I work with it long enough. And Ogo yarn, if you're not familiar with it, it comes kind of like this. This is just half of it, but it comes wrapped like this, and it just unwraps from here. It's supposed to be tangle free, which it is. I don't have a problem with it tangling, and it just unwraps like this. But because this can bleed, and by bleed I mean the dye comes off on your fingers, then I've heard, I haven't done it yet, that you can soak it in half vinegar, half water for a couple hours, and it'll set the dye. Because you don't want to have it get wet somehow and then it bleed onto your hands or your feet. So, but I will wait until my project's completely done before I do that. And you might be able to see in the video that it's starting to want to create a dome, a little bowl. So, but this is actually, looks like the inside, but it'll be like this. Like that. And there's my beginning chain. So now this is the loop I did. So this, I should be where I have to connect it, but I will count to be sure. And it is good to keep count. I don't count every row. Sometimes I'll count every other row. Sometimes I'll count every 3 rows. It just depends on how you feel comfortable. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, and this is 30. So I was correct. This is the chain, and this is what I will want to hook into. So I want to hook into this, just a slip stitch, and then I want to chain 1, and then I want to hook this on here, and then I want to start, oops, let me get this out of the way. I'm going to start my single crochet right here. There we go. And then there's my first, I know that is my start of my round. And then I'll just keep going around here. And some people find it easier to count as they go. So they count every stitch they do. I tend to talk when I do this or get interrupted. So for me, it's just easier to count each V or each stitch. And by V, I mean when I look at it from the top, I see these V's. Or I can use my fingers and count each stitch. So once again, I'm just going to keep going around with single crochet. And I know I have to slow down. My husband says I go too fast and that I tend to go off screen. And I apologize if I do that and I don't notice. But I'm just going to keep single crocheting all the way around. Just like this. Once you get the hang of it, it can go pretty fast. Because it's just the same round over and over again, single crochet. And again, you can see it's doming. And it'll continue to do that because I'm not increasing any stitches. So it'll stay in a round. So, and I just keep doing this. Okay, and then I just want to make sure I have some yarn to work with here. I'm not quite getting any dye yet, but it's only the beginning of the project. Now I have a cowl that matches these slippers. It's worked in a Celtic weave. The pattern is available on my Ravelry store along with this one. And I'll put the links in the description to the Celtic Ocean set, which is the slippers and the cowl. And I want to count these again here. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 29, and then this is 30. So once again, that is my chain. So I want to connect it here. I want to do a slip stitch. So to do a slip stitch, you go into the stitch you want to connect it to. Oops. There we go. And you just want to pull it out and then straight into your other loop. And then I want to take this off. And I want to chain 1. And then I'm going to put this back onto my loop here to know that's the beginning of the next round. Now, if you count as you go, which some people do, you can put them every 10 stitches, do 10 stitches, put a marker, do 10 stitches, do a marker, do 10 stitches, do a marker. But I would recommend doing them, having one main color for your beginning of the row, and then have your other ones maybe the same color, or make sure they're all different and just know which color is the beginning of your row. But that's just my tip. So I want to go into this one here. So single crochet here. You just want to go all the way around and continue to go all the way around. I'll just do a couple more rows here so you can see how it keeps the dome. And you can see that my colors are changing. And because this is striped colors, the colors are going to be different from this main sock. It is from the same skein, but because I ended with this color here, that's where it picks back up. So I ended like here on the other one, and now it's going into this, and then it will go into this color, this, and then so forth. So just want to single crochet all the way around. Just like this here. I'm probably going too fast. My husband's going to tell me I'm going too fast, to slow down. I tend to talk a little fast too. I get that from my mother. She is a fast talker. So I try to remind myself to talk slower and to demonstrate this slower. So I just want to keep going. I'm almost made it back to my stitch again. Now, say for example, I did too many stitches. And if that's the case, it's very easy just to pull them back. So I'll count these. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 22, 23, 24, 30. Uh-oh, 31. So all I have to do is pull it out. And now I have 30. But if I ended up with a lot more, that means I probably added more stitches further down, and I've just been adding them and adding them and adding them. So if you find out you have at one point have like 34 stitches, you probably added 4 stitches along the last 3 or 4 rows. So that's why I like to count either every other row or every row. It just all depends on personal preference. If you have a tendency to do that, once again, just add a couple more stitch markers. It's a lot easier to count 10 3 times than to have to count 30 each time. So now I know to go slip stitch into this one here. And slip stitch, so I'm pulling all the way through. And now I will chain 1 and then move my stitch marker into this loop here on my hook. There we go. And now I'm ready to go. So I will start single crocheting all the way around once again. And I will probably finish this off camera up to the next part. So I will, instead of it being a really long video, I'll just end the video and then I will finish doing this section. So then the next video, we will show you how to work this part here, and then how to go around, and then how to do this. So next video, we'll do this, the heel, and then we'll do another video on joining it in a circle, do another video on this section, and then another video sealing the back. And once again, if you just want the pattern, then I will put the link in the description. It's called Celtic Ocean. My son helped me name it, and my husband. I did the Celtic because this is called a Celtic weave. And then my husband and son thought the colors looked like an ocean. So that is where the name came from. And once again, if you want this pattern to do it, maybe you're right-handed and you just want the pattern, you like the slipper, then I'll put a link in the video. It is available on Ravelry. And I just noticed, so you can see that the yarn is starting to bleed. Almost looks like a bruise, but it's not. That's just the yarn. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. And when I reach 2,000 subscribers, I will start giving away free patterns off my Ravelry design page. And so tell family and friends to subscribe and like my videos. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them below and I will try to respond as soon as possible. And that's it. Have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.